Shri Gurubhyo Namah. Morning viewers. In this video we are going to see the upcoming Saturn Transit. Saturn moves from Capricorn to Aquarius on January 17th, evening around 6:02 pm. We will be seeing the predictions for each and every zodiac as a separate video. If you are new to my channel, keep it subscribed so that you get my updates instantly. The Saturn transit takes place on 17th of January, evening around 6:02 pm, where you are seeing the planetary position. During the day, it is Visakha star, where Moon is on Scorpio, and you could see the planetary position. Rahu is at Aries, Mars is at Taurus, Ketu is at Libra, Moon is at Scorpio, and Mercury is at Sagittarius. Sun and Venus conjuncted at Capricorn, Saturn being a ruler at Aquarius. Now as a day it enters into the Aquarius and becomes a ruler there, and Jupiter is a ruler at its own house Pisces. This is the planetary position. Based on these planetary positions for the next 2.5 years, we will be seeing the predictions for each and every zodiac, how Saturn is going to behave, what are the good and positive things a person will get, and what would be the negative effects. First of all, one should understand the planetary position of the current position. It will have an impact up to 15 to 20% on a personal horoscope. The basis is only based on the original horoscope, which is derived on the Mahadasa and Antardasa from the existing planetary position on the birth date and time. So one need not have to worry about all these problems of Saturn. At the same time, during the 7.5 period of Saturn, as well as Saturn is at the 8th house, there may be some problems also. We call it as Ashtama Sani, and we call it as Edara Sani. So all these two positions, the Saturn will give some negative impacts also. Depends upon the planetary positions during that particular time. The best remedy could be praying to Lord Ganesha daily, or every Saturday praying to Lord Hanuman will give you good relief from the Saturn's ill effects. So let us see which are all the zodiac getting good and bad effects based on the upcoming Saturn transit. For these three zodiac, the upcoming Saturn transit seems to be highly favorable. First, let us see for Aries. So far, Saturn was placed at the 10th house, is going to move to the 11th house, which indicates profit. So the position of Saturn, which takes its highest power like Mula Trikona at Aquarius, which is being the 11th house for Aries, this Saturn transit seems to be really favorable for them. So they can expect good returns. They can expect good returns through investments. There will be good rise in the salary. Those who have worked in a company for, they can expect some good incentives, increments during this upcoming Saturn transit. Also, those who are doing business can grow their business well and get some good business inflow, and there will be good inflow of money. So for Aries, we can say this is a good positivity. Next comes Sagittarius. So far, Sagittarius was under the control of Saturn for 7.5 years. On the January 17th, when Saturn moves away from the 2nd house to the 3rd house, the zodiac Sagittarius gets rid of the 7.5 period of Saturn completely. So that is a great time for them, because for the past 7.5 years they had struggled a lot. So this movement of Saturn, it will give some good benefits. It will start yielding good benefits for Sagittarius. Also, Saturn at 3rd house will do some positivity, as whenever the planets are associated with 3rd and the 11th house, will definitely give some positive results. The 3rd zodiac is Virgo. For Virgo, so far Saturn was placed in the 5th house. Now moving to the 6th house seems to be really good. So when 6th house, a planet like Saturn is associated, they can get good returns through business. Those who had invested money they can yield some good positive results during this particular time. Those who borrowed through loans, this particular time it will give them benefits of repaying back the loan. Similarly, those who have lended money to others, this particular period they can get back the money So it's a good time for them also. They can win out of their enemies. In business, they can win out of the competitors' shares. All the positive things can happen. So for the upcoming Saturn transit, for all these three zodiac, the positivity could be more than 80%. Now for the zodiac Taurus. So far, Saturn was placed in the 9th house and which moves to the 10th house. 10th house indicates job, workplace. So we can expect good job opportunities for those who are unemployed so far. This time seems to be really favorable for them. Those who are already working in a company can find this period suitable for promotions as well as increments. Some may get foreign opportunities. They travel different places. So a lot of positive things can happen for Taurus. Also, Saturn is responsible for the 9th and 10th houses. So we can say some of them may start their own business with the father or elder brother's side. This could be really good fortune for doing business also. Now for Scorpio, as Saturn moves to the 4th house and we call it as Kendra. Whenever in Kendra a planet like Saturn is associated, it could yield some positive results. So for Scorpio, this Saturn transit seems to be really favorable. They can increase their asset purchases. Some of them can buy their own house, buy their own flats. They can buy their land or they can invest money in share market and find some good profits. So it looks really positive for them. And some of them, if the mother's health is not well, they can get complete recovery from their health related problems. So this seems to be favorable for Scorpio. In terms of Gemini, so far Saturn was placed at the 8th house, so it could have given a lot of troubles for them. As Saturn moves away from 8th house to 9th house seems to be really good time for Gemini, because the ill effects of the 8th house is getting relieved as Saturn moves away to the 9th house. For all these three zodiac, this Saturn transit we can expect 70% and above positivity. Now for these three zodiac, if you see for Capricorn, as Saturn moves away from Capricorn itself is a good relief for those who are in this particular zodiac. So far they might have faced lot of troubles, they might have faced lot of health related issues, many negative effects, some might have lost their job. All these problems might have faced for the last 2.5 years. As Saturn moves away to the 2nd house, it looks really favorable for them, as at the 2nd house Lord itself is going to be a ruler. It looks like they can build their money back. Whatever they have lost so far, they can regain back. So it's a good time for building the revenue. Some of them can construct their own house. Some of them can communicate well to others. Those who are in the field of communication business, they can improve their skills. And those who are not married yet, it's a good time for them to settle down in their life. So positivity can happen in the upcoming Saturn transit. Now when you consider Libra, so far Saturn is placed good, but to an extent it is favorable as it moves to the 5th house, and Saturn will not do bad effects for those ascendant and zodiac of Venus as well as for Mercury. So Saturn being placed at the 5th house at Trikona is not good, but at the same time for Libra, to an extent it gives positivity. And for Leo, so far Saturn was placed from 6th house, it moves to the 7th house, itself is really good, but at the same time as it aspects the Leo, some may find troubles in the married life. Who are looking for marriage alliances, there may be some troubles, there may be hurdles, so some negativity is also there. So for these three zodiac, we can say a positivity from 50 to 70%. In the upcoming Saturn transit, we could see these three zodiac getting badly affected. As Saturn moves from Capricorn to Aquarius, so those who are in this zodiacs and Aquarius, they are in the mid of the 7.5 period of Saturn, so they face lot of troubles in the next 2.5 years. So they may face some health related issues, some troubles, some hurdles in their life. Those who are looking for marriage, things may not happen in time, so a lot of negative things can happen. But one should remember that Saturn owns the houses of Capricorn and Aquarius, will not do much harm to the own houses. As you can see, a teacher can punish any student but at the same time, the teacher will not give the similar punishment to his own child in case if the same child is studying under him. So the teacher may show some mercy to his own child. So like the same way Saturn will not do much harm to the zodiac Capricorn as well as Aquarius. So they need not have to worry a lot. Now for Pisces, as when Saturn moves to the 12th house of Pisces, it starts that sound of period of Pisces now. So now the zodiac, those who are in this particular zodiac, they may face lot of expenses. So as they are entering to the 7.5 period of Saturn, so the next 7.5 years time seems to be a really tough time for Pisces. So it is not so encouraging for them. And the another zodiac is Cancer. For Cancer, as Saturn moves from 7th house to the 8th house, so which is not favorable. So far, they might have faced some troubles in the family life. There may be conflict between husband and wife, life partners. Now, all these conflicts might come to an end. Even for those who are unmarried, there are chances they get married. All these positive things can happen. But at the same time, when Saturn moves to the 8th house, it may give some health related problems, some hurdles, some troubles in the family life. So for these three zodiac, the positivity could be less than 50%. Now let us see for each and every zodiac sign, based on the position of Jupiter and the upcoming Saturn transit and also the placement of Rahu and Ketu, what would be the predictions, what are the positive things and negative things, which we can see in detail. Capricorn, the 10th zodiac sign as per the Kalapurusha Tattva. For Capricorn, the upcoming Saturn transit, Saturn moves away from the zodiac to the 2nd house. It looks to an extent positive, as Saturn moves away from zodiac itself seems to be really good. So far, for the past 2.5 years, they might be struggling with the health related problems. There could be problems between the life partners, some of them may get separated. All these issues might have taken place for the past 2.5 years. Moving forward, when Saturn moves to the 2nd house, they may get rid of their health issues. They may feel better during this 2023. They'll start feeling the difference. There could be good understanding between the life partners. Some of them may get united. Those who got separated in the last 2.5 years, they get a chance to reunite. Those who are not married, they may get an opportunity to find a good and suitable alliance during this particular time. Some of them may find good friendships also. They might have lost certain friendship the past 2.5 years. They start regaining the friendship this particular time. For Capricorn, the 7.5 period is not completely over, as still the Saturn is at the 2nd house. It is the last leg of the 7.5 period. So again they will find certain problems in terms of their communication, family life, health related problems also might creep up in certain times. Depends upon the personal horoscope and the current Mahadasa and Antardasa. It will vary from person to person. Luckily, those who belong to the zodiac Capricorn and Aquarius may not find much difficulties compared to other zodiac, because Saturn owns these zodiac houses. So this particular period, when the Saturn moves away to the 2nd house, those who are working with communication as a base, they may find certain challenges in their communication. They could not get good opportunities. They may find certain struggle in the way of communication. Some of them tend to lie around. So even certain positive things they need to tell lie and try to convince the customer, and ultimately they end up in some mess. So they face a lot of problems during this upcoming Saturn transit. Some of them may lose their properties in their house. They might lose certain precious articles like jewels in their house, money in their banks or money in their house. So even when they travel, they may lose out their certain money. So they need to be careful in all these areas. If they buy any assets, if they buy any vehicles, they find certain frequent maintenance issues in that. Now Saturn aspecting from 2nd house, it will aspect the 4th house. So they should be very much careful in the health of the mother, as 4th house indicates mother and mother health. So they may find some tough relationship with the mother side family. But luckily in 2023, Jupiter will get associated with the Aries. So they may not face any big challenges. But during 2024, when Jupiter moves away from Aries to Taurus, that period it will be very much challenging for them. They find certain health related issues in the mother. Even if they purchase any assets, they find some troubles there. Those who purchase any shares in the market, they may face certain losses in the share values. So all the negative things may happen during 2024. But if the personal horoscope is really strong, and in case if the Aries is getting associated or aspected by any positive planets, they may not face any challenges. Now Saturn aspecting the 8th house, to an extent it is good, because when Saturn aspecting the 8th house, it turns out to be positive. So it gives good results. Some of them may get the share of the competitors. So those who are doing business, the period seems to be really good. They take the business share of their competitors, especially those in the secondary market, those who are doing business with oil, coal, iron, metals and all. They find certain good profit during this Saturn transit. During 2024, in the month of April, where Sun exalts at Aries and Saturn aspects the Sun, that period there would be some challenges in the health of the father. Some of them may find dispute with the father also. There may be separation between the father and the son. Similarly, during the month of September, when Sun is at Leo, Saturn aspects the Leo directly. Even that time also, there may be some conflicts between the father and the son. There may be separations, challenges in the health of the father. Again, during November, at Libra, when Sun debilitates, they find certain issues also. Saturn aspecting the 11th house is not favorable, as 11th house indicates profit. They face certain issues in the profitability or the salary they take, the profit they find in the business. There will be a dip in that. Some of them may not get the salary in time, or they may paid partially. So even if they lend money, it will not come to them in time. So certain negative things may happen. But if the 11th house is getting associated by positive planets, the negativity will not be there. Even in 2024, when Jupiter moves away from Aries to Taurus, and it will aspect the 11th house. So during 2024, the impact of Saturn aspecting that 11th house will not be there much, because parallelly Jupiter will also start aspecting. But during the period 2023, they may face certain challenges with their elder brothers. There may be problems, and they need to seek the help of the court to find certain verdicts. So it looks really tough during 2023. But luckily, in 2024, it turns out to be positive also. Those who are not married, there are chances in 2023 they may face certain positivity also. So they get some good alliances. They try to get settled down in their life. So looking at the planetary portion, we can say for Capricorn, this Saturn transit might yield them between 60 to 65% positive results.